Some days at work
Round Mountain,
are busier than others.
I don't believe that there's smoke. Yep, it's just marine clouds.
First thing in the morning when you get up, you've got your coffee, you're scanning.
For Shannon and Joe Hodgson,
Anything we need to deal with this morning?
Weather today.
It's looking pretty skinny and is standing straight up, so could be dust devil.
And I do not see anything south of Lapine other than dust at this time.
Hot, dry conditions expected next week.
Is that like a shiny vehicle, you think, out there by Sun River?
Minimum humidity 16 to 26%.
Is that a smoke out there, Shannon?
I think it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
this Friday morning in July is one of those days.
Are you sure?
Yes, it looks like a smoke to me. Hey, Lava, this is Round. You got both of us here, and we think we see a real smoke.
Near Sugar Pine.
Near Sugar Pine.
Small blue-gray column.
It is 112 on Lookout Central. Bradenton Northern has a crew on scene. They've extinguished the fire at this time.
Round Mountain, go ahead.
I just want to let you know that it's still visible from here.
Welcome to Round Mountain Lookout.
They call us eyes in the sky. And then there's the bed, which folds out.
A studio apartment at 5,900 feet,
This is kind of the office, the art room.
overlooking the Deschutes National Forest. One of 8 on the front lines of fire detection. Staffed by a husband and
See if you
wife
can
team
check
with
my
26
scope again.
seasons under their belt.
We're really fast,
15 of those on the Deschutes.
and we want to be good at our job because we love this forest, man.
Sure, this is a story about wildfire detection,
We were newlyweds,
but it's also a love story
we were married 28 years ago.
about a couple who love to spot smokes.
We went up to Warner
Yes,
Mountain
Warner
Lookout,
Mountain Lookout.
and then it snowed
Out of
3.5
Oak Ridge.
feet.
Winter of 1996. The two were out snowshoeing, got stranded, dug a snow cave, and awaited rescue.
We got stuck in a
So
blizzard.
the discussion was, if we survive this, we're changing our lives.
You were staying at a lookout?
I know, it's an
We were
ironic
12
story,
miles from
isn't
our
it?
car, and we were still.
But at no point were we lost.
That epic outing, pointing them in a new direction.
And I might want to give them an update on that fire because it looks like
Still
it's actually
going,
got
they
a little-
haven't put it out.
Back to work.
Yes, dispatch. I do see that smoke that was by the train tracks, and it has increased in size.
Joe splits his work week between here and Lava
A
Butte.
1/10 of an acre.
It's kind of in my family a little bit.
Shannon's uncle spent a season as a lookout,
This is our incident 406.
You can't help but jump in.
even on her day off.
It's not super windy right now.
Yeah, the fire continues to grow.
Hit the second alarm for this one.
We think it's on the.
We were able to make
I
access.
think they're going to catch it.
I hope so, but there's so much material in there. And then, values at risk. There's homes right there, and there's the highway.
With the smoke report filed,
Stand by.
the waiting game begins.
Snack when you can.
Remembering lunch
I want to make sure that head's clear. We're going to get to work.
and taking in a show.
There's another
Yeah. Ooh,
Oh.
nice.
Look at that color.
The job's not without its downsides.
You end up with eye strain.
There's lightning storms
Scare ya. It will scare you.
and paychecks smaller than the views.
It's a lifestyle.
But this is a critical gig during fire season.
Section 29 northeast of the southwest.
Back to incident 406.
It's pretty much in their hands.
We are still looking at it.
Yeah, if we see a spot, we'll let them know.
They'll also send pics and give real-time information to crews on the ground.
This is our day. We spend the entire day going, look at that. Well, did you see that?
A simple goal,
Fast and accurate.
where minutes matter.
Because it happens so fast.
Because where there's smoke,
Early detection is what it's really about.
there's a fire. At Round Mountain Lookout, Steve Kaufman, Central Oregon Daily News. Past the hot shot and jumper base, across from a warehouse of firefighting gear and the air tankers, and inside this communications hub,
Just throwing it out there with the plotter.
Matt Noble is on duty.
There's kind of a trail to it.
Using technology
It's basically a slideshow of every view.
to look for smoke.
A lot of times, if we have a thunderstorm in the afternoon, we'll stay till dark.
This is the Oregon Department of Forestry's Redmond Detection Center, where staff watch over the landscape with these cameras mounted atop high points around the state.
Actually, looking down on the bend from this vantage point,
From Bear Wallow Butte, west of town.
It's not an algorithm.
Real people spotting fire with an assist from technology.
All fires are verified by a human heartbeat, a human person that looks at them.
And Pinetail up by Lake Billy Chinook.
Cameras aren't new. They've been used in other parts of the state for over a decade. The Douglas Forest Protection Association in Southwest Oregon was an early adopter.
And really, when we saw how effective it was for them, the Southwest Oregon district was the next district to pick them up.
Since then, the cameras have spread like, well, you know the saying.
It came down to funding, and it was kind of proof of concept, and so we needed to build, the infrastructure.
The legislature helped fund an expansion through a Senate bill in 2021.
These cameras statewide catch 25% of the fires as the initial detection.
Where our cameras are more remote, a lot of times they're the first detection, just because there's not as many eyes out in the forest or in the lands that ODF protects.
These remote smoke detectors can do more than watch.
You can go back and use the cameras to try to pinpoint when it actually started.
It can go straight to mobile devices or tablets in an engine or to an aircraft.
It's absolutely critical and very helpful to our firefighters to have an extra set of eyes.
Some fear the digital devices will replace the analog.
No, not at all. I think it's going to augment and really help dial that in. There's still staffed lookouts in the forest that we coordinate with,
including an ODF staffed lookout on Hinkle Butte, northeast of Sisters. But over the years, the agency has placed cameras on decommissioned lookout sites. While there's a lot of bells and whistles, it doesn't have a Siri or Alexa to sound the alarm.
It's the human being, the heartbeat, that makes the decisions about an alert.
The detection specialist can watch up to a dozen cameras.
If I see something on the screen,
with software cycling through a 360-degree view.
I'll click on it and it'll jump up to my viewfinder, and from there I can plot and we'll give it a size up of what we actually see, just like you do on the lookout tower.
Fire managers call them another tool in the toolbox.
One fire can go over $1 million so quickly that the work that these folks do here in the detection center is really, really important.
And with extreme drought conditions around much of the state, more of these,
lots of eyeballs on mountaintops,
will hopefully save more land and lives from wildfire.
This is an effective system. It really does catch fires.
In Redmond, Steve Kaufman, Central Oregon Daily News.
It's a Part Navia P-68.
On this flight,
we're flying up between 10 and 12,000 feet.
Forget a carry-on.
Back door, small cargo area.
It makes coach look plush.
And it's tight.
But the in-flight entertainment,
a super powerful augmented reality system,
is first class.
When we find a fire, we literally can click points in the screen and it shows up on the map.
What this Oregon Department of Forestry aircraft lacks in amenities, it makes up for in technology.
Sensor settings, zooms, laser. You see the heat on that fuel truck. When I first got eyes on this, my jaw dropped. So that in the dark,
oh yeah,
you don't have to look down, they all feel different.
Did we mention this is a red eye?
Ambient light, starlight, moonlight, whatever's out there. We're amplifying that light so that we can see at night.
Night vision goggles and a thermal imaging camera.
We're taking the two and we're blending them. The military's been doing that for a long time.
And then there's the lightning points.
Mix in some weather data.
Within a couple hundred feet usually is where we'll find our fires.
And you get this. A highly accurate location and detailed look of a really small fire.
Sometimes they're just in a tree, literally just burning up in a tree, and they haven't made it to the ground yet, and we can find them.
When storms pass,
we usually do about 3 hours to 3.5 hours on a bag of gas.
The crew gets airborne.
Get up above the terrain, and that gives us good look down. We can see through the canyons, we can see straight down through the trees.
Does this target have heat? Does this target have light? Is it a fire?
A simple mission, using complex technology.
We've found as many as 10 or 11 new wildfire starts in a night.
The FLIR system is military surplus. The plane has been with ODF since 1984. Post-storm night detection flights started 3 years ago.
We just fly a path through the lightning, and as we're looking, we're just doing one of these, looking for sources of light.
The multi-mission aircraft is also used to map known fires, monitor night operations like backburns, and conduct forest health surveys.
As protected as we can for takeoff and landing.
get a few bugs on the sensor lenses up there sometimes.
The Italian-built plane is strategically based in Redmond much of fire season and is dispatched to all corners of the state.
Makes a big difference when it's out in the sunshine.
A sunshade to keep their office cool and comfortable, to spot heat from a wildfire later tonight. In Redmond, Steve Kaufman, Central Oregon Daily News.